Fighter Monday!
Hello everybody, happy Niche Fighter Monday. I hope everybody's doing well. That is indeed some authentic Sky. Now on to some Kensei Sacred Fist. We just got some chill, chill FGC tunes to study to. Or whatever the name of the playlist is today. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to Niche Fighter Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's doing okay. We're hanging in there. You know, I was gonna play some Bloody Roar 3 today, and then unfortunately, I tried to load it up on my completely legitimate, Sony authorized hard drive backup loader that I have installed on my PS2. And unfortunately, the backup did not back up. So I've got to go fix Bloody Roar, which is quite unfortunate because I was actually really down to try that out. But it's all good. We're gonna hang out. We have something else. We have something in the world of arena fighters. A game called Dream Striker was announced, and a demo has come out on Steam. So we're gonna go check that out. And I mean, it's kind of worth talking a little bit about arena fighters in general, right? Like, we have come a long way from Power Stone. Unfortunately, Power Stone has not come along with us. But I think there's a little bit of a resurgence happening, right? Some folks are starting to think about 3D in a more interesting way. Like, I think the world of 3D fighting games kind of shrunk, right? I mean, we largely lost DOA. Virtua Fighter 4, Virtua Fighter, of course, I mean, is still around. I don't know why I defaulted to Virtua Fighter 4, but here we are. Right? VF is still around, of course. It's doing its thing. There's a new installment coming out. But like Soul Calibur has largely faded away. All of the 3D iterations of the 2D fighting games have largely faded away. Right? It's really Tekken. So, I don't know. Seeing more folks, yeah, like Matrified doing Cupkick, right? Like, that is super exciting. I love that I saw an early demo of Murfight when it was like a tactics-based game that went into a like 3D fighter, right? And within that early Murfight prototype, you see the dynamic or the varied terrain, right? That exists there that they have now pulled into Cupkick. So I'm glad that is like existing and something is going to happen with it. I saw Matt say that they might be moving back to Cupkick to work on some stuff there, which I think is really cool. It like, A, yes, more 3D fighters, please. B, 3D fighters doing something different that like the standard ones, the current day popular ones are not doing. And it just has some really interesting theming as well, right? Like, I think there is a lot of potential for really cool characters that people can fall in love with, in that, like, martial arts meets pastry. Like, I don't know, that sounds delightful to me. Maybe I'm the weird one, but I don't know. I think there's something there. Yeah, Soup Calibur is tasty, but it's like the new ones, you're right. It's like eating soup in a bread bowl, right? Where you end up going for the bread first, and then the soup just spills out everywhere, and you burn your lap. Spinning bird, I'd like some pound cake. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that one back into my memory. Guardian, I appreciate you. Oh, okay, so I have just recently released the newest issue of Okizine. For those of you who don't know, and this I'd Like Some Pound Cake reminded me of another Street Fighter gag that I discovered an interesting connection when I was doing my research into Okizine Guide and Finishers, and I was not quite able to find a way to like work this in. But if you want to check out what I have done, you can go check out the store. There's a bunch of cool stuff there. You can get Okizine in digital form. Appreciate you accepting my quick shill. So, in the world of Mortal Kombat, right? Like, it's interesting that Jean-Claude Van Damme was initially going to be the basis for the game that Tobias and Boone wanted to make, right? Before Mortal Kombat existed. It was going to be based on a Jean-Claude Van Damme property. That never came to be, and they were not able to secure the license and the rights. And then it went by the wayside, fighting games kind of became a bigger thing, and then they came back to the idea of Mortal Kombat using, like, mystical ninjas and stuff, right? Super, super cool. But then Jean-Claude Van Damme would not be in Mortal Kombat because that fell through, but then would eventually portray Guile in Street Fighter the movie, of course, right? And then the game adaptation as well. So Jean-Claude Van Damme did end up in a digitized fighting game eventually. But what was interesting is that Bloodsport, yes, thank you. Slip in my mind as I'm going through this. But what is interesting is that there was a or like a comedy series wherein Joel McHale played Guile from Street Fighter. So it was a Pete Holmes sketch. Oh my god, okay, we're gonna do this.
Guile. American war hero Guile.
America!
America.
You just exclaimed America?
USA. USA.
Hey.
USA!
This is what I imagine
In
Guile
office,
to be.
Nobody wants to do the USA chant. Just as a general note, could you tone this down?
Sir?
Flat top, tank top, 2 American flag tattoos. We get it.
The 2 American flag tattoos.
Sir, I am just representing the country that I love.
Yeah, so is Ken, but he's not dressed like a Japanese tourist going to Manhattan for the first time. Okay, Guile, the reason I called you in is there's a discrepancy on your application. It says that you fought in a war.
Yeah, I fought in the war.
A war. I'm just going to need to clarify that.
I fought for America, and I defeated the enemy with my flash kick.
See, that's where I'm losing you, is I can't see someone with your specific set of skills fighting in a war where there are guns. You're just flipping up
Exactly,
in the air like
the mirrored
shoot,
spray.
You'd be dead
Yo,
in 2 seconds.
see, you get it. You get it. That's exactly
There was
it.
no guns in this war.
A gunless war?
It was the no-gun war of '63.
Right.
Where was the no-gun war of 63?
It was the Europe War.
the
Europe War.
The one in Europe. The
Yeah.
Europe one. That war.
Sorry, what branch of the military are you in again?
Old Navy.
Old Navy. And what's the name of your general?
Mills.
The people who make cereal?
Cereal?
Okay.
All right, so so interestingly enough, right? Joel McHale would also have a connection to Mortal Kombat. So they go on to play Luke Cage in the Mortal Kombat animated series, right? So like it is like, I don't know, it's like almost a snake eating its own tail of Jean-Claude Van Damme through Guile into Joel McHale as Guile into Luke Cage. So like I don't know, I feel like there's this universe in which in which we got Joel McHale and Jean-Claude Van Damme working together, and I don't know, I just think that is particularly hilarious. But just as a, like, right, I was like, I couldn't find a way to put this into the issue of Okizine Finishers. I was just like, but this was so interesting to me that there was this, like, right, like, an almost, I believe he played Johnny Cage. Did I say Luke Cage? Yes, Johnny Cage. Oh, man. Sorry, didn't mean to blow out your eardrums, friends. I apologize. I don't know. I think that is a delightful, like, almost happened that has gone on, right? But yeah, this, like, strange lateral connection between Jean-Claude Van Damme and Joel McHale. Yeah, the mirrored sprite thing was an interesting like visual challenge that designers and artists had to solve for, right? All right. So, before we get into the video games of the day, I did something. I saw some 2XKO news pop up this morning, and I wanted to look at it because I think it's interesting. I think the idea of free-to-play fighting games is an interesting one. We've had fighting games tried before to varying degrees of success, and I've long talked about how with Project L, now named 2XKO, that Riot Games is probably the best equipped to pull off and manage to make a free-to-play fighting game successful. Now, I think there is some things, though, that, and this has always been my concern with this idea, is that there are some fundamental differences between how the fighting game community operates and how other competitive gaming communities operate. So what might work in a FPS or a MOBA might not necessarily work in a fighting game. And I think the core issue, and we have even seen this, you can extrapolate what free-to-play will do to fighting game players and the community by looking at DLC and how DLC additions are handled in the fighting game community. So, I mean, I remember as far back as BlazBlue Calamity Trigger, right? The first BlazBlue game, and it got its DLC. And I believe new characters were $7 or $8 Canadian or something like that, right? And they also had a wealth of other, cosmetics and voice announcer packs and stuff like that, right? And my reaction to that was, I get the base game, and I'm content with the base game, and they offer me extra DLC characters, and I can pick and choose the ones that I want, right? So I will always be able to play against them online, but being able to pick up a new character that I am interested in for, $7 or $8 was, I don't know, that seemed to make sense. I was comfortable paying for the new character because I understand the work that goes into creating that. Like, that is a substantial amount of work to make a character. So, like, the idea of paying for one always seemed to make sense to me when it's an additional character. Now, a lot of the fighting game community does not like this. And the reaction even then, in my circles, was, I've already paid for the game, why am I paying for more? Right? And people were happy to buy the color packs, but were less happy to buy the characters. They were like, the characters should be free and I'll buy the color packs. And I was like, that's interesting. I would like to be able to unlock the color packs by playing the game, and then would have to buy the new characters to get access to the new characters. That's always the way my brain operated. So I never really quite understood. But like, think of this, and now look at modern day DLC practices, the season passes, and the resistance to a lot of that, right? And that form of DLC distribution. A lot of it very justified, let me be clear, right? A lot of the criticism about modern day monetization practices is completely justified. I'd say some of the criticisms are completely not justified. But like, I understand why people are there, and what happens when that becomes the case. I think a lot of players say to themselves, free to play, that would be the solution. And the comment that I saw that tipped me off to this today as being like, we need to talk through this a little bit, was someone posted the link to the What's New in the 2XKO closed beta article, which we're going to take a look at in a second, and added the commentary, free-to-play fighting game. Looks inside, actually free-to-play business practice. To which my reaction was, yeah? Like, what? Why would you? Yes, of course. It's a free-to-play, like, did you think that the idea was that the game was just free and you had full access to everything they have created and everything they will ever release instantaneously upon release? Like, why was that the assumption, right? It's very strange to me. And so I'm like, I don't know, at a core level, I am just like, FGC understanding the business of video games, challenge impossible, is kind of where we're at, where I was just like, what is going on? And some of the wild takes on Twitter of just like, this is the worst thing ever. Now, in fairness, a lot of those comments were in reference to these things and these practices being implemented in the beta. So I want to go through the article, the 2XKO article, that talks about what's new in the 2XKO closed beta that's starting tomorrow, I believe. And figure out, like, okay, why are people reacting? Like, I think we understand the core of, like, right? Like, DLC practice, monetization practices in gaming are bad, and fighting game players in particular dislike them. And there is a need for fighting game players to have access to the competitive material for a competitive formula. So, like, right? Like, we traditionally have been, like, give us everything, and we'll move forward, right? And we have like a big title update every couple years that will have new characters, and then that is when people will hop on board and pay the extra, right? So like, if that's where we're starting, like, okay, how are we gonna handle free-to-play fighting games? Because free-to-play does not mean just equivalent to a full paid game with no unlock structure, with all the content available to you instantaneously, right? Like, that is never what free to play has meant, right? So, right, I'm interested in seeing why that, and I'm wondering, is it just because it's the beta that's the reaction? And then we need to talk about the other thing, because yes, like the entitled consumer is quite a slippery slope, right? Absolutely. And I have long criticized some of the entitled nature of the demands of gamers writ large, gamers TM, but also the FGC, right? And like, okay, like, not only is like, the challenge is not only to understand the business of gaming, because let's be real, this is like 2XKO is not a hobby project, it's not an art project, this is a major commercial product, right? Let's not get that twisted. That is what this is. And so given that, what does free to play mean, and what should our expectations be, right? I think that's a great place to start to go on and talk about some of this stuff. Yeah, that's right, Unidum, right? Like, the characters take way more time and money to develop. The character, like, the art also does, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of genuine labor goes into making the alternate color palettes and right, costumes and stuff like that, and stages and voice packs, and which is why I also, at a core, I don't have a problem with those things being paid as well. But I'm like, if we're going to look at them and be like, one should be paid and one should not, which was the conversation around the time that BlazBlue initially came out, then I would think we would pay for the characters and then the cosmetics would be the value add, right? As opposed to the opposite. Right, free-to-play means unfinished but updated, right? Well, that's that's actually really interesting. Okay, I'd be curious. Yeah, what does free-to-play mean to you guys, right? And yeah, and this you're right, Guardian. This does have a parallel a little bit with the pricing discussion around Hollow Knight, which I also find interesting. I mean, just as a slight tangent on that. Hollow Knight being, or Silksong rather, right? Being a, what, $20 sequel that has been years in the making, that has been bloated beyond, you know, all right? It was literally a project that got out of hand and there was it was a DLC scope creep that turned into its own game. Right? And then still releasing at $20. Right? I mean, for me, it's always a little bit like, and follow me on this, right? Where it's like, they have achieved enough success that they're able to do that regardless of the realities of the market. Remember when Radiohead did their Pay What You Want album, and the wild response from the music media was, this is the way of the future. You can just put it out there and people will support you. And it's like, yeah, fucking Radiohead can do that. Come on, man. Like, Radiohead can do that, and then people will spend literally hundreds of thousands of dollars buying your album because they are people with way too much money and make irresponsible life choices, right? It's like, whereas most people are spending $5, right? And it's like, to put it out there that this is a workable model for the average musician is wild, right? And like, you can't say that an indie dev can just spend several years making a game and release it at $20 and it'll be so phenomenal that the world will say, 2 million of us will give you $20 and you'll be wildly successful. Like, that is just not how things work, right? Like, yeah, every time I think about this stuff, every time someone is like, a small person managed, or a small developer or an artist managed to do something that was the moonshot that happened to succeed, that was the lottery winner, right? Like, those kinds of things being propped up as, this is the wave of the future. The Expedition 33 small teams, indie teams are the way of the future. It's like, no, people have been doing that for literally 50 years, and that has not been a mark of success in any way, right? Like, we are learning the wrong lessons from the things that are happening. You cannot extrapolate it like that, right? Oh, and that is absolutely true. Yeah, KO, that, like, you're right, like, small teams generally are able to pivot and are right, and it's like, if they have enough funding, right? Like, think of what it takes to keep a team like the 2XKO team going for 7 years versus what it takes to keep a team of 5 and a bunch of contractors going, right? And let's not forget the large number of contractors who also help work on Silksong, right? So, right, like, those contractors can come in and out, but if your core team is actually really relatively small, and you have enough money from your previously wildly successful game and continually successful game, then that's a different story. You can manage to, like, yeah, you can manage to work it, so, and you can pivot quickly, and you can work on a little bit less money, as opposed to, right, like a giant corporation that has to justify the funding to many other parts of the business, right? Like, you know, challenge, understand that gaming is a business, right? Like, this is where we're at. And I'm like, and I understand and I appreciate people who are like, I don't need to give a shit about that, right? And it's like, okay, fine, you don't. Like, it is not your concern how a developer manages to find the funding to produce the game, right? Like, you're not required to care about that. But that is still something that has to happen. Like, you not caring about it doesn't mean that that is a valid dismissal of the realities of producing these things. And I think that's kind of where I'm at, right? Where I'm just like, we need some understanding going into this, right? Yo, Miwi, what's going on? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I mean, hey, this stuff is important stuff to talk about. Like, the art that we love, right? Like, it's not all about the business of it, but the business of it is a very real reality, and we should be reckoning with how it impacts the way we engage with this stuff, right? For me, I think it helps us engage with it more fully. Yeah, Slime Hunter. It was the Night in the Wood guys. Yeah, the producers famously said that can't imagine an indie dev team not spending at least $3 million to make a game. These things are wildly expensive to make. I mean, if you just looking at the base salary, if you look at the bottom of the pay range for a low-cost living location for a developer, and you just look at their salary for like one programmer and one artist, where are you going to get that funding, right? Like, for a year, right? And how long does it take to make a game, right? With literally two individuals. So if you're spending, like I said, say the bottom of the barrel is $50K a year for one programmer and one artist? $100,000 just for the sound. That's not them. That's not their equipment. That's not their advertising. That's not their QA. That's not their office space. That's not their dev kit. That's not their Steam stuff, right? That's not any of that. And I sure as shit don't have access to that money, right? So, right? And I'm just like, that has to come from somewhere, right? So, yo, what's up, Butler? What's up, Radical Ronic? Just got somebody to pay a lot of it. Feels like it just put out a fire. Oh, well, big congrats. Honestly, like when you're able to do that, when you're like, I'm on top of this, that is success. Yeah, right. You're saying, yeah, solo dev projects. Right? And this is why a lot of developers work just as largely hobbyists, right? They do this stuff in their spare time, right? So you don't consider necessarily the salary because you're paying your salary in time, basically, right? And so yeah, like there are ways. As I've talked about it, right? There is quality, the triangle. It's quality, time, and money, or effort, time, and money, right? And you can do stuff with a lot of effort and time, and it'll require less money. Or you can do stuff with a lot of time and money, and it'll require less effort, or right? And it's like, but one of those things always has to give. Yo, Butler, that's right, it is SawCon, baby. We got some cool stuff happening. I'm glad Screamin' Red Skull is doing their Andrea D projects showcase. That's gonna be cool. I'm excited about that. And yeah, Ronik, what's up? You got a question? Drop it in chat. I'm happy to talk about it. But we of course have to keep so we're gonna have to keep talking about this, right? Like, why is the FGC reacting the way it is to the idea of the 2XKO closed beta having a progression track and there being an unlock system, right? Like, what is up with the understanding of free to play and fighting games and the community, right? We're gonna dig into this a little bit. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Ronik. Honestly, I don't know much about Ko-Fi in terms of it being a platform, but I would say that read their terms of service very carefully and what you are and aren't allowed to do. they might have some rules about, they might consider acid profanity, and it don't allow that in their titles for goals. So definitely make sure to read their rules very closely before you start putting that stuff up. You never want to run afoul for it. It's the kind of stuff that will, like, this, it can happen, right? So. Okay, so, oh, interesting. Okay, I am glad, Guardian, thank you. I am glad that you had this reaction, because I had the opposite reaction, where you're like, oh wait, the unlock system is in the beta. I thought it was only for the full release. And my reaction was, yeah, of course it's in the beta. This is partly what the beta's for, right? And so I think one of the things I have noticed amongst some of the responses from the FGC Twitter, the social mediaverse, right, about this is that there is an expectation that, like, the beta is a treat for us, right? And it's like, I think we need to kind of understand that, like, this is not a present for being, like, good boys and girls. Like, this is they're testing their product, right? And coming so close to release, not only are they testing the netcode, but they're testing things like their progression track. Like, for me, just as, like, a creator, if I'm designing something, if I'm making something and I'm putting out a beta for it, one of the things I would want to be able to track is like player engagement, player retention rate. Like, you have a chance to tweak your math before the game comes out, and that is very helpful, right? And so, like, I think, yeah, testing UI, right? So there's a lot of things that they're doing about this, and I think as players, we think a lot of them they don't harm us. Like, it doesn't impact us for them to be testing out how I use a UI really all that much. Whereas the progression track does lock me out of access to core content, what I consider core content, right? But one of the things you want to be testing in your betas, like, what is a beta, right? I mean, if a beta is ostensibly a relatively fully formed vertical slice of the experience that someone can get access to and that you can do tests and iterate on, then the progression track, yeah, it should definitely be included, right? And I'm sure that Riot has been tracking this stuff on the back end, even if it wasn't visible to the player, where I'm sure that they have been able to do that, right? But, like, this lets you know how fast are people unlocking their characters. What is the rate that you want people to be able to unlock your characters in order to foster an active ecosystem, right? Like, these are all questions that Riot has to deal with, and being able to test them out before they actually launch the game is going to make the experience better for more people, is the idea, right? But that is something that directly impacts us, the players, right? So it's like, once again, like, what is free to play for? Is free to play to make the entire experience free for you in its entirety, instantaneously? No, that's not it, right? And same with the beta, right? So I don't know. I just think this is really interesting, and this is not. And I want to be clear, like, this is not, I don't want to make this sound like a judgment on people who end up thinking this way or who've expressed this. It is just that I think it misses a little bit of the nuance of what is happening, right? And it's important to understand what we're engaging with and why we're engaging with it, right? Like, this is like, it's as much about media literacy as anything else, right? Like, you should be able to recognize when someone's presenting you a product, why they're presenting it to you in a particular fashion, right? Something that I think about, so. Yeah, right, betas aren't treats, they're opportunities for game devs to collect data. If you want a full roster, you gotta earn it. Yeah, GameCube, PS2 era represent. Yes, and you're right, KO. I think that is part of the problem, is that it exceeds many people's willingness for investment when they're dealing with a high skill genre. That is probably one of the issues, right? I do think a little bit of it is kind of like FGC centric, in the sense that that yeah, like what our demands are from our competitive games doesn't line up with how and I hate using the word, but how content is delivered in free-to-play games, right? Yes, you're right. And plenty of MOBAs, including League, don't give you the entire roster and go, you can pay for them individually or grind for the free currency. So let's get into what is in the closed beta. So starting September 9th, here's what you need to know about the closed beta. We're keeping 2xKO online once closed beta starts. Outside of the necessary maintenance, we'll be deploying our backend systems at a larger scale for the first time, so we expect to see some bugs, but we'll improve on the go, right? Get the game running in this time frame. Closed beta will only be available on PC. This is the start of the full rollout of the game, which I think is also interesting. I'm kind of glad that they are doing this, where they're just like, look, man, it was gonna be the last closed beta, so we'll leave it then, and then we'll slowly turn it into an open beta, into early access, into full launch, whatever the case may be. But keep it active and rolling, and start your iterative design process right now, right? I think that's actually kind of cool. So yeah, new players can sign up for it. Here, I will actually... Whoops. I will drop the 2xKO beta sign up here in the chat if anybody wants to. If you have been in one of the previous playtests, you are already in it. Which is nice, right? They're introducing some new characters, balance, and quality of life updates. Champion Mastery. Right? So you have progress tracks and reward tiers for cosmetics for all your different characters. You have match replays. We got some tutorials. Right? New cosmetics. Closed beta has several types of cosmetics available. During the closed beta, there are no champion skins available, and only credits, currency that can be earned from completing missions, can be used. There is nothing you can buy with real money. So, first of all, right, what was one of the comments that set me off? It was, sees free-to-play game, looks inside, actually free-to-play business model. Yes, of course. That is what this is, guys. But also, right, it is still completely free. Like, the assumption that free-to-play means all accessible is not reality. It's not how any of the previous free-to-play games have worked. Right? So, like, yes, there's going to be some level of progression system implemented, right? Yeah, same approach Smite does with Paper Character, Freemium Grind, or Ultimate Characters DLC Pack. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and you're right, it's not that other people aren't doing a KO, you just don't think that it's an intuitive method for competitive games. I mean, maybe. I think it kind of makes sense. Like, I like this. I mean, like, if I am not required to play... Okay, so I don't know what the progression track is like. I don't know how fast you earn the free currency to be able to unlock this stuff. I am assuming that this implementation in the beta is in part to fine-tune that formula, right? But that being said, for me, the idea of this, like, I like that. I like being able to. It's something for. It's first of all, it's an interesting way for me to engage with the game, right? I have always kind of been a fan of looking at completion stats in my games and saying, oh, you know what? Like, I didn't use whatever ranged weapons in a third-person action RPG, right? That I never upgraded that skill track. I never upgraded those weapons, and I can see that in my like mastery levels, right? And so oftentimes it will like encourage me to try different things. It will let me engage in the game in a different way. And in fighting games, I think that's particularly important to allow players to do that outside of other people, right? Like, it's the single player conundrum, I guess, or desire for a lot of people in fighting games. I think there needs to be more interesting single player content. And frankly, giving me a way to engage by myself, by virtue of playing the game in any of its modes, is valuable, right? Like, that is actually kind of cool and interesting and lines up with the competitive nature. You should be able to show, right? Like, usually the material progression you show is your skill, but, like, why not have a visual representation of that as well and let you earn some cool, fun little trinkets as time goes on, right? What's up, Torball? Yeah. Free-to-play folks don't understand going to a free show and paying $8 for a beer and $60 for a shirt. Right? Okay, so yeah, right, and I think that's the very FGC KO, KO Bastine, what you're saying is the game should have progression systems, including competitive ones, but not when it's the core stuff outside of DLC, right? And I think that's the very fighting game, everyone has access to all the same things, and that is our level playing field. I think that's the kind of core of it, where there is that, I think that value exists largely within the fighting game community, and we're seeing it come out and clash with the free-to-play model, right? Oh yes, and there is a little bit of a consumer mindset to it as well. I will say that one of the big changes I've noticed in the last 5 or 6 years amongst the general gaming consumer is the I bought the game, I should have everything, right? It's the even going back to on-disc DLC, and right, like that, hey, if it's on the disc, I should already have access to it. And as I think Warthog said earlier on, right, like, welcome to the era of unlocks, welcome to Smash Brothers, welcome to, you know, N64 and PS1 era content unlock systems to keep players engaged and playing and creating a active community, and like those are some of the things that those things do. And so I think, well, once again, I definitely understand why players feel that way from a consumer perspective, feeling that things are being withheld and then you're being charged exorbitant amounts to gain access to something that would otherwise have been there. I don't know if that's always the reality of it, but that is, I think you're right, that is why that feeling has come up. But it's now expanded beyond just the content that you buy, DLC expansions, etc., and is now, right, like, if you progression gate any content in the game, it is withholding it, which I don't think is inherently the case, right? Okay, but going on, offline modes, cosmetics, right? So we got your battle pass. Unlike in Alpha Lab 2, there will not be a battle pass in the closed beta. You get player cards in closed beta, you get some stages, taunts, core gameplay, bum-ba-dum-ba-dum, some quality of life changes. Where is it? Here you go. Yeah, champion mastery progress will be reset when the beta ends, right? So, you will be able to unlock Here we go. During the close of Ari, Braum, Darius, Echo, Ilaoi, and Yasuo will be playable by default. Jinx, Blitzcrank, and Vi can be unlocked from the Champions tab with Champion tokens or credits. Champion tokens are earned from completing the first fight tutorial, and credits are earned from completing missions, right? So this is the core of what pissed people off, right? Is that there is a progression track and all of the characters are not currently unlocked in the beta. As I said, I just think that is, right? Like, this is ostensibly the launch of the game, right? They are doing a founder's launch, which everyone who has engaged with their previous alpha labs will now gain access to the first wave of the game being out. So of course the progression system is going to be there, right? They're not ready to do the proper monetization, the real world money stuff yet, because they're still tweaking the value of their free progression system so that they can peg the currency to real world money that they're charging for those same things. This is all stuff that needs to happen, right? And so when they go and then activate the paid stuff, the real world purchasable items, then they reset all the progress everyone has made. Which is, I don't know, man, like, for me, this is something that has happened in many live service games in the past. Perhaps that is just a bridge too far for people, and if that's the case, so be it. But this is by no means unprecedented. And some of the fucking Twitter reactions, oh my god, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying not to swear as much, but like, literally people saying they need to end their life. Like, this is wild, the reaction people are having, that this is the most offensive thing. The straight reaction of, I guess I'm pirating the game then, is wild to me. Like, where are we with this, guys? So yeah. So what is it about this that the jump, right? Like, once again, what was the comment that set me off? Free to play fighting game, looks inside, finds free to play business model. Which, of course, that is what free to play is actually talking about when a commercial product is labeled as free to play. It's a business model. They still have to make money from it, right? So no, in the beta, there are no real world money purchases. Right? In the beta, all you can do is play the game and earn their completely free space bucks. And then you can spend your space bucks on unlocking cosmetics or characters. That, right? Like, that's all that's happening, right? So like, even if you take for, you know, even if you accept the fact that this is a bad thing because it's a business practice and they are monetizing you, they're not monetizing you. Like, they are giving you access to everything that they have, that they are willing to give you to play, right? Which is most of the characters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 7, 8, 9 characters. So a third of the characters are still free to play. You just have to play the other 6 characters and engage with the game to be able to get more stuff in the game that you get to engage with. And now for someone who might want to run Jinx Blitzcrank Vi, that might suck. And I understand that. And I feel that, man. Like, but do we just... But why is the expectation that it just be given to you? Right? That's not how the game is gonna work. That's never how they promise the game to work. This is not predatory at all, and it is showing you a vertical slice of how the game will function when it's fully released, outside of the ability to pay real world money to unlock the things that you can now unlock for free. And yeah, and it does kind of suck that when the beta ends and they go into full live service, that any of your progress will be gone. you will get like a little challenger, like title card or whatever for being part of the beta. So like, right? But like, well, once again, the argument is not that what you're being provided isn't worth the reset. It's that there is a progression track in the beta, which is basically the early access launch of the game. And like, this is all very clearly stated in this article, that the closed beta will remain active and they will start their iterative design process as if it was a live service game with a slightly smaller scope of just being free, right? And that you're able to hop in on that, but when we go live, we're going to be making some changes and we're going to reset that progress. Because, and I don't know, this is just me, this is just my thought process here, right? Where like my train of thought led me to just now to be like, doesn't that make sense? As a competitive player, would you not want your progress to reflect the actual system, right? Like if it was way easier to achieve the characters, right, the character unlocks in the beta, when it goes live, is that not, like, you didn't really earn that, right? Because everyone else is going to have a harder standard to unlock. So if it's a competitive nature, should that not be, you would want the reset? Because then you get to engage with the game on the terms at the difficulty level that it provides, right? It's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to see any of those freaking Soulsborne fans out there who are like, there should never be difficulty levels in games, eat the difficulty level, my friend, now being like, well, I should have got to keep my bonuses that I earned from an easier difficulty level, right? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to say, I don't know why I'm getting a little heated about this, guys. I don't know why this is bothering me so much. It's such a weird thing to me. And if it's from a consumer perspective, as KO was talking about, I kind of understand that. But once again, who was it that said those are a remarkable amount of strength? A remarkable amount of restraint? Yeah, Warthog, right? Corporate-wise, a notable restraint, right? Like, I think that is true. There is a notable restraint. Oh, so the correlation, I mean, this may have been a bit of a lateral jump, don't get me wrong. Right? But I'm just saying, like, if the game's progression system is tied to a certain amount of difficulty, you need to be able to do certain things and you get certain rewards for it, right? It's just like, if it was easier to unlock characters in the beta than it is in the full live release, then you basically had an experience multiplier in the beta. And, right, if competition and competitive integrity matters for you and skill-based things matter to you, right, then that should be it. Then the legitimate win should be in, right, in completing that task under the appropriate restraints, which would be the increased restraints and experience gain, or the lowered experience gain of the live service version, right? So, like, I see, like, and I'm looking at my feed, man, and I've seen people who have actively talked about how difficulty matters and the designer's intent matters, and that if you're not able to engage with the game on the terms that it offers, then you shouldn't be engaging with the game, and it's not the legitimate way of engaging with it, right? And those same people are like, the progression track is poisonous. If I earned it, I should keep it. Without even thinking about the fact that perhaps that would have made their win just as illegitimate as the kind of experience that, you know, people crave out of a difficulty level in Dark Souls. That is the connection I'm trying to make. Perhaps it's a little bit tortured, right? But like I said, when I see literally the same mutuals and express these two opinions and not realize that, like, right, like, one is gatekeepy and believes they are entitled to one experience at the expense of another, and the other is not gatekeepy but also demands that they get a certain experience, right? And it's just like, and it hinges, I think the core of the hypocrisy hinges on the appreciation for the difficulty and the legitimacy of the game, right? Sorry, that was a little bit of a side tangent on my part. Well, and just right, and it's like I'm not even actually mad about this or anything, right? I just, when I see this happen, it strikes me that a lot of us are looking at these situations and, you know, the experiences that we're getting in a fairly myopic way, right? I think that we need to broaden our understanding of things. And you can broaden your understanding of things and come to a different conclusion than me. That's amazing. Right? But, like, I don't know. It just... It feels that a lot of the times when it comes to this stuff, the FGC misses the forest for the trees. And oftentimes it comes along with business interests, conflicting with, like, business values conflicting with community values, right? And we can value the art of fighting games, but we cannot ignore the impact of the business, right? And I don't know, we are worse off being the entitled gamer, and so some introspection when these things happen, and our gut reaction is to say, you're taking advantage of me, and it's like, what is the give and take in a free-to-play system, right? And once again, bringing this back to the beginning of this discussion, I've always felt this kind of tension with the free-to-play model whenever it has come up, right? Like, we saw it with Fantasy Strike, which started out as a paid game, and it moved to free-to-play with a paid variety, and then it had a rotating store of items as well, but there was not enough content in it to drive traffic, and there was not a big enough player, right? There was all these issues with it, and the way that people engage with it. And I remember even myself saying, I hate that stuff. I would like to give you X amount of dollars for access to all the cosmetics. Right? And I'm like, in hindsight, that was an unfair request of me. That is not the game that they were producing and the way that they were funding it. And my response, realistically, like the responsible adult response, if that is too much of a problem for me, you don't engage with it, right? And that is what happened, actually. And, like, I paid attention to the rotating store for long enough to find the one or two items that I really, really, really wanted, and I purchased those. And then I ignored the rest of it. And I think that means that I didn't buy a lot of costumes I might have been interested in, and they probably missed out on a lot of money from me that I would have otherwise thrown their way. But maybe that paid off in the long run with the rest of the players who were coming back week after week to see what was in the rotating store, and did say, hey, I'll buy this week because what I want isn't there, and I'll buy this next week because what I want isn't there, right? Maybe that worked out for them. I don't know, right? But the response is not, F you, give it to me the way that I want it, right? It's either you engage with it on those terms or you don't. And I think, especially when you look at something like this 2XKO beta, which is, like Warthog said, it shows a remarkable amount of restraint in terms of what they are giving you and what they are expecting of you and your time, right? Like, what are you paying into this? You're paying into your time, right? But that time also comes with the ability to actually play the game. So I don't know, man. Like, that is kind of, maybe that's a bridge too far for you. But that doesn't mean that they should release those other three characters and remove their progression track, right? And if it bothers you now, will it not bother you when the full game launches anyways? And is the demand to remove the progression track from the game entirely? No, I don't think so, right? I don't think that is actually what is being argued. But if it's not, then should the early access beta not be reflective of that experience in the final game? I think it should be. So that's, I don't know, that's where I'm at. But I have been, please go check out the Twitter responses and possibly some of your Discord community's responses to this announcement about there being a progression track in the beta for 2XKO, and just see what people's reactions are, right? Like, I would be curious to see a wider spread of what folks are feeling, because I think there's going to be an immediate knee-jerk reaction that it might not be justified. Yeah, 2XKO was destined for discourse. This was unavoidable. Yeah, Yunda Doom, right? You want the full game, sell the bundle with the majority of cosmetics. If not, you won't buy anything. And that's fine, right? Like, I understand that, right? And there are, yeah, right? And I think that's how I ended up engaging with the Fantasy Strike cosmetic situation, right? And once again, though, like, is there a material difference from them implementing this system and then allowing you to buy $60 to $100 in space bucks that lets you unlock all the characters that would otherwise be included in a DLC bundle like that? Like, is there a material difference? Right? Like, yes, in terms of, like, we can get into the tricks of the gambling industry that are used in some of these systems to keep people coming back and to incentivize them to spend real world money. I think that's a separate discussion to be had. But in terms of, you can pay $80 for the Ultimate Pack, or you can pay $80 for 2XKO doubloons, right? And get access to what would have been in the Ultimate Pack. And then it allows them to do a free-to-play model, so for the people who... Because I do know a bunch of players who legitimately just are like, look, I don't have the money to spend on this game, right? And I think this is it, where it's like, I'm in a position where it's like, when I weigh that, when I'm like time versus money, it's like I oftentimes would want to spend a little bit more money in order to prioritize my time. And I think the unlock system like this is a little bit of that. But I know other people who aren't as fortunate and don't have as much money, as much disposable income to spend, but do have a little bit more time to invest. And so they can spend that time in lieu of cash in order to get access to the same stuff that I can be like, yeah, you know what, I spent 20 bucks and I unlocked it all, but, you know, I'm only playing for 2 hours every Saturday, as opposed to, you know, an hour every day, right? So, like, free-to-play is inherently good, I think, especially for folks who are in that situation, who do have more time than money to spend on this. And it also accounts and accommodates people who have more money than time. And if your issue is that I would rather have it all, I mean, I do believe there should be a unlock all competitive content option, right? And that you can be, it can be like, yo, we're gonna automatically drop all the competitively essential content into your cart, all the characters, all the fuses, whatever the case may be, and you can buy that for X amount, and then you can just do it in one purchase, so you don't have to jump through the hoops of doing it 9 million times, right? The progression being part of the official release, don't most early access games reset progression? Yes, absolutely, KO. That's why my reaction to this was, and then I saw people like explode with fury on the interwebs, right? That is almost always how it works, right? And the people who are involved pre-progression reset oftentimes get a founder's perk of some sort, right? Which is exactly what Riot is doing. Yeah, and okay, and so technically, no, there's no difference. It sounds fair, right? Does a water park need to have a wet floor sign when you're at a water park, right? This is so like, and so man, sometimes I feel like I am so out of touch with the fighting game community because I see the fighting game community respond on social media, and I am so out of line with it, right? Which is why we need to remember FGC Twitter is not real. FGC Blue Sky is only half real. Like, right? FGC TikTok is Roblox. Like, this is what we need to remember when we see some of these responses. Yeah, you know, that's how so many of these games, live service free-to-play games, work, is that there is usually an ultimate pack. And once, the thing is that comes bundled with the accusation of pay-to-win, right? So, coming full circle to FGC understand gaming as a business, challenge impossible, right? Like, how do you monetize these things? How do you fund a giant commercial product that has millions of dollars in costs associated with it, right? Brawlhalla All Legends pack, $40. Right? And like, I think, I mean, like, okay, look, we do a lot of this, like, following the trail here in the digital basement, right? We've followed the trail from championship boxing in 1976 through to 2XKO and Melty Blood and all those games, right? Like, we followed the trail from Asuka and Darkstalkers through to Heatwave, right? Like, I love making these connections. That's kind of what I try to do here, right? And this is one of the connections that I'm trying to make with this discussion, is if we have a problem with the way that our games, we're being charged for our games and that we pay for our games, and we want to move away from the I buy the game, I buy the Season 1 pass, I buy the Season 2 pass. Think of all the reasons any of these forms of monetization come about. It's to actually fund it's to fund the product, man. Like, so these companies can make money. That's we live under capitalism. That's always going to be the case as well, right? But like, these things don't get made unless it can feed the capitalist machine. So we kind of gotta accept that as an axiom, right? So how do we go, right? We're not happy with $80 games and season passes. Let's do free to play. Oh, free to play isn't just free. I have to pay for stuff. Let's make them unlocks. Okay, great. I pay $30 for the unlock of whatever's available at launch. And then the game keeps getting made because it's a live service game, and all games are basically live service games at this point, right? It's like, especially these competitive games, which have new characters and competitive seasons and et cetera, right? So what do we do when more characters get released? Well, you have a Legendary Pack 2, and, well, doesn't that sound a lot like the season passes that we were trying to move away from, right? So, like, we can track this, and at every step of the way, we still have to fund the creation of these things, right? And we don't like being piecemealed on X, Y, and Z, so they shift the focus to something else. And then that doesn't do enough to do it because we're still creating cosmetic items. We have to feed the cosmetic beast in order for the free-to-play model to work, which means even more people working all the time, right? So, like, we can follow this line back, and we're basically coming around to, you pay a base for we've gone from paying a base for the game and paying less for seasons passes to paying nothing for the game and paying more for seasons passes. Right? So, if we want to get out of this cycle, something has got to give. And that's, and like, what that is, I'm not entirely sure, right? Like, I genuinely think a free-to-play model, if people were willing to, if fighting game players were willing to pay a cost for the competitive elements, that they could do it, right? Like, that it could become a sustainable thing. And ultimately, 2XKO is going to prove to be an excellent test case, because it's still a little bit of the Radiohead situation of they are so huge that they have the ability to kind of make it work where a lot of people don't. But, like, if we're going to be coming back to, oh, okay, so the launch game of the free-to-play, maybe you can play the game free, but then you can buy the launch, and that's your base pack. And then we're basically paying for the base game, and then we're paying for seasons passes. So we can't get trapped back in this cycle. But you can easily follow that thread from the discontent with $80 games and season passes through a free-to-play game with mismatched expectations from right between players and how these games are delivered to us, leading basically back to a scenario where we have free-to-play game. And we saw this with the advent of streaming, moving away from cable TV. It was, we don't need cable TV bundles, we're going to do a la carte. And you can buy whatever you want, whenever you want. And a la carte became so expensive because producing things that when people only bought 2 of them was really difficult to sustain. So they started doing a la carte bundles, and then people got a bunch of bundles, and then the bundles got expensive. And then so suddenly people were like, well, let me just pay $80 a month and give me a whole core of bunch of shit, right? So, like, we've already been through this with media delivery in the past. And like, we can kind of see the inklings of it with free-to-play games and the fighting game community in regards to 2XKO. And yes, I know, we know Signaled because we have been ranting for a good little while. Actually, no, we've been having a lovely conversation. But you are quite correct, folks. I have no Signaled because we've been having a good time doing some FGC chat. I don't know. I think this is really interesting. I am sometimes amazed by some of I will say the general Twitter consensus from the fighting game community about some of these topics. And I don't know. I think it's important to break these issues down and kind of think about them a little bit more thoroughly, right? So, thanks for joining me and doing a bit of that. All right, well, clearly I need to swap out a battery and take a break, and then we need to play some freaking fighting games. So I'm going to come back, and we are going to play Dream Strikers, the demo for the upcoming super, super shiny arena fighter, which has kind of an interesting, like, apparently, like a 3D into 2D locking system. We're going to see how this works. And we're going to explore some arena fighters. And maybe you guys can tell me about your favorite arena fighters and what makes them so cool. And, yeah, we're going to get into that in just a minute. I will be right back, my friends. I am going to recharge, regain a signal, and I'll see you in just a couple minutes here on Niche Fighter Monday. Happy Fighter Monday, my fine friends. How you doing? I am, of course, Mr. MKL. I have gotten the discourse out of my system now. I appreciate y'all joining me in on the conversation. Genuinely, I really do adore the community here. All you fine folks always contribute such interesting thoughts and interesting perspectives, and really help me kind of check my own, right? Like, as much as I kind of see and react to stuff where I am like, okay, it encourages me, right? It's like, I'm not so much checking other people as I'm checking myself based on what they're saying, right? Where I'm like, oh, how did someone get there? And I think it's good and important to understand that, and I always appreciate it when you guys kind of, walk me through your thought process, not only with the discourse, but of course with other games as well. So, yeah, no, it's always great, man. When's Sam shows 6th? Oh, that's a good question. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mohas, did we play? Is that what we were playing in Chicago when we were out there for Combo Breaker? With like the wild color palettes at Galloping Ghost? Honestly, an SNK retrospective spreading your agenda. I mean, I appreciate it. Everyone needs to gleefully shill for their favorite game. Yo, Punk, what's up? Happy Monday. Lurking and working, do your thing. Glad you could be here and chill. We're gonna be looking into some arena fighters. Actually, so yeah, Super HC here. I was like, well, what do you like about arena fighters, folks? What's your favorite? Super HC has been talking about Bleach versus Crusade for a little while now, and they have some thoughts. So it's a Wii game released in 2008. Covers the beginning and middle of the Hueco Mundo arc from Bleach. 25 playable characters. Transformations, altered movesets for each of them. Fast-paced game, chaotic tag team matches, but it's a 1v1. But in 1v1, more simplistic, and you still really have fun. Uniquely do melee attacks with the C-stick, and the face buttons do special attacks, dashes, and partner actions. So, right, like, I don't know. There is the action-y fighting game. The fighting game, action game, is super fun. Like, and arena fighters, I think, really excel at that. Kind of, yeah, melding the third-person action game into more fighting game templates in some ways, right? So having fighting games kind of, right, when it's more of a fighting game-centric thing, which arena fighters tend to be, bringing in, like, what elements of the 3D action game do you bring in, right? But, like, do you remember do you remember Remember Me? It was, like, an Xbox 360 game, I believe. And it had this, like, pretty in-depth combo system, and you could unlock various attacks throughout the game. And many of them were just straight fighting game moves. And so it had a whole chain link cancel system, right? And, like, had motion inputs. It was, like, I remember having a lot of fun with Remember Me. Oh, yes, sorry, Punk. Yeah, I might have missed it earlier on. Hi, I'm always glad you're here, friend. Yeah, virtual. No, I would say the Virtual On, the Zoid Xenoclash, the Gundam games, a lot of the mecha games, the 3D fighting-ish games bring in different aspects of that, right? And then there's like Power Stone, which also has, you know, the 3D combat, but it's an isometric perspective that locks you, right? all of those variations have pretty distinct impacts on the game's design and how it's played, right? And they will either highlight or hide how fighting gamey something is, right? Yeah, the Galloping Ghost cab is a little messed up from what I've heard. Yeah, it has all these crazy custom modded colors that I'm just like, whoo boy. Yo, Ice Cream Nimbus, what's up? You like Kill la Kill If, My Hero ones, Justice? Characters feel pretty unique. Really enjoy it. Yeah, right, and once again, the like, you get to play with your toys, right? I think that's kind of the beauty of like the Dragon Ball, like the Budokai Tenkaichi, stuff like that. It lets you play with your favorite characters, and you get to do some really interesting things with their designs and movesets as a result, right? But and I don't know, for me that's kind of important, right? Like, long before I cared anything at all about doing like low forward fireball super, was, you know, play acting doing sonic booms with my cousins. That, like, the characters were what drew me to these games. Like, I thought Akuma was badass. I thought, right, like, Shuma Garath was cool as heck. And then I found out why the fighting games were so cool, right? So, like, there is a huge core of, I love these characters and I get to experience interesting variations. That's really important. And once again, arena fighters, I think, genuinely excel at that. Man, we got a lot of really cool suggestions here. Right, yeah, like the Castlevania Judgment, great. Justice, One's Justice 2, Demon Slayer, Bleach Blade Battlers on PS2. Oh yeah, and then Unit Doom, yeah, for sure. The games like God Hand, which, right, much like Remember Me, like I had mentioned, bring in very fighting gamey things to the action game, right? It doesn't make it a fighting game, but there is something about that changes the dynamics of an action game when you implement them, right? Also, hiya, Ice Cream Nimbus. Yeah, the irony of Remember Me being titled that. Remember Me? No? Yes? Gotta play some Destrega. I need to try that too. Jan saying the only arena fighter you really played, DB's Universe 2. In your opinion, it seems some dumb fun. And that's my thing. I've played some of the just like arena brawler kind of stuff, and I love it, man. Like I love picking you know, fucking Yamcha and just doing some nonsense and beating up on people. It's just fun, man. You just think of the memory guy from Metroid Other M. Oh, guys, that is a curse on gaming memory, apparently. I didn't have much of a problem. Okay, some of the writing was bad, but yeah, the other M memeing is real. Arena fighters are weird because you enjoy them up until you try to do a combo. And I think when I was really into like the mainstream competitive games, when I was like a Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3 player, when that was my thing, I struggled with that a lot too. But I think the more that I've done the like esoteric fighting game thing and the niche fighter thing, the easier it has become for me to get involved in that, right? It's still a struggle. You're right. I still don't like it. They don't always combo the way I want them to. That's one of the things Netcode Warriors really impressed me with, frankly. Netcode Warriors from Sun Studios is an arena 3D arena fighter over the shoulder, but it has a lot of 2D fighting game isms, as the developer puts it, right? And one of those things is a stickier combo system, which which I think is what it really is. It's like I expect a stickier combo system, right? Platform fighters do not have very sticky combo systems. Combo Devils has a much stickier combo system, and they too are trying to kind of pull in some of the traditional fighting game influence, right? So I think that is one of those things, right? So yeah, I'm going to be interested in seeing how sticky the combo system is for Dream Striker here, but also just in other games, right? I think Robot Heroes from Yamda for it's a 2D fighter maker fighting game. It is not very sticky. It is very slippery in terms of its combo system, and once again, like I kind of like that. Like it is a game that is a bit off the wall. So it just like being able to approach it from that angle means that I'm less frustrated when I hit the combo portion. And then I just kind of like vibe with the slippery nature of it, and you get some stuff and you don't get some other stuff, but like that's kind of just the way that it ebbs and flows. But yes, I think at its core I do like something that latches a bit more. Gotta find a good word for this. All right. Mr. MKL, is this a thing? And I'm like, what's wrong with the thing? Oh, is that a thing? It is a thing. Sorry, yo, my desktop audio was way down. Not enough folks redeeming stuff. Appreciate you, Mohast. All right, so Dream Striker's demo is a little bit funky with its audio, so bear with me as I try to tweak this to a level that will not destroy your ears. Any key? Where's the any key? Ah, I'm just gonna get myself a tab. Whoop, no time for that. I'm sorry, man. If you don't get that, I let you be annoying. What's not to love? Hey, like, look, I mean, bugging your friends is part of it, right? All right, let's check this out. I'm gonna try to turn up the audio a bit. Normal attacks. Press X to normal attack chains up to 6 or 7 hits with the last one knocking back. Combo memory lasts 1 second. It is a full 60 frames of buffer. Oh my god. Oh, come on. Time to mash Dukin. I mean, if... Okay. Yo, it's a demo. It's a demo. Sometimes your controller Just dies. It's fine. There we go. All right. All right. If you altered... Oh, is it when it's during... Okay, so can I do it now? Because... I just need to expose my chat. All right, here we go. Okay, okay. Trigger heavy attack twice. Hold to continue X perform attack. Final hit triggers a heavy attack's 2 damage. Use mobility to chain into it. Seven. Menus are very suggestive. Okay. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how that came out. What I was saying is if you do a normal attack, it takes 60 frames for your next attack press to be the start of the normal attack combo again. Otherwise, it continues the combo. Oh my god. Okay, so there's a back step, and there's... I assume one is move out and one is move in. Okay, right bumper to block. Y is a... Okay, so Y is guard break. Yeah, back step and forward step. Interesting. All right. B to use double tap to dodge or create distance. Okay. So you have a teleport and you have a dodge and you have a back step. That's a lot of mobility options. Okay, and then like a key charge. And I assume specials. Okay, so key charge as well as button is special. Okay. And then Y. Okay. Ah, and then yeah, power up. Oh, is B 2 bars? Yeah, it is. After, okay, awakening. After awakening, attack is boosted. If enemy HP is under 50%, trigger the ultimate move. Press A to awaken, press L, B, and A to trigger the ultimate finishing move. Okay, so you burst and you get a power upgrade. And then special with your awaken button is your super. Okay, but only at under 50%. Oh my god, that's a... That... Oh my god. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, can I just hold guard? Oh, you can just fucking dash away? Oh, 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 are we, Naruto Ninja Storm? We are. Yeah, we Narutoing. Okay, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Yeah, most would do that. Alright. Advanced challenges to master more powerful combat techniques. Alright, let's try Abyss mode. Who do we got? Oh my god. This is... This is like one of those, like, race girls, right?
Niche. I'm trying to get in the mood.
Right? Like the high performance racing vehicles. Like, this is one of the girls who will be demoing that. Who is the goth anime child star? Oh, Rain. Get in the mood, right? Yep. And who's this dude? What does he got on his back? Character designs aren't doing it for you. And it's not because of the models. Oh, I mean, and, right? Yeah. Like, and that's almost like... It is the you're too cool Final Fantasy design is what makes me think of, right? All right. Let me try this dude. And let's see how schmexy they make this one. Yes, and there are two factions apparently. I don't know if that's just like they'll divvy it up, P1 versus P2. It doesn't matter the characters, but... Oh, geez, girly. Ooh, okay, that's nice. He's much quicker. Oh, okay. So, one of his specials... Oh, interesting. Did that drain my bar? Oh, not with A. With Y. Let's try Y special. Okay. Can I follow up? Yes, I can. And then you can do Fireball for Oki. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, they've got no dodge. I can just keep doing this. All right.
Round 2, fight.
So how do you build that back is the question. All right, let me awaken. Let's also see how long the awaken lasts for. Is that the bar underneath my health? That is. Okay, that is quite long. Alright. Okay, I kind of dig this dude.
KO!
I think it is Shao Kahn as the announcer. I didn't want to say anything. JT say, yo, you're saying that steps just come back over time? Is it only when you're in neutral? Right? Is it...
Round 1. Fight.
Because, like, it didn't feel like she was building any back. I also want to see what this guard break is about. Is there a guard break? All right, it's just chip. Yeah, that's a, yo, Joe P. Do with the confirmation. I appreciate you. Okay, I did oh, okay. I did successfully combo into it.
KO.
All right.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, so, because I was like, I felt like I pretty freely got the block and then punish, but I wonder what any kind of actual frame data looks like. Alright, I'm just gonna keep beating them up until I get my 5 bar. Awaken, they're at 50%. Oh, missed it. Oh, and it's one and done. Okay, so you don't... Do I have to awaken? Oh, it did. Okay, so if you use your awakened super, it drains the entirety of your bar.
KO.
And then, yeah, the throw's on the Y button. Yeah, no, absolutely. I just wanted to see if there was a guard break or if you just had to use the throw to break. And I'm wondering what the counterplay is. Like, I don't know how fast your shield drops. Like, how quickly can you avoid a throw? Like, there was no instruction on teching. You can also dash cancel into throw to hit confirm. Oh. And then throw causes a knockdown that you can OTG from. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the demo, it might be showing off. Some of the camera angles work, but you're right. Some of it is can be pretty jarring. I will say, it doesn't feel as bad. Oh, damn. All right, hang on a sec. Oh, okay, slow gunner. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, got the spin. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, what just happened? Alright. We got it back, it's fine. This seems kind of annoying. Oh, that's a... Oh, okay, her B special takes a long time to charge up, but that is cool.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, CPU definitely needs to dash more, for sure. Oh, there you go. They dashed in. Oh, all right. And then Awakened, which bursts. Oh, and you can OTG? Ah, oh, fuck. All right. It's got infinite netcoat? Wait. Ow. Oh!
KO! Final round. Fight.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to incorporate those like the kicks in the middle of it. The blitz netcode. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Oh, dang. Come on, go flying at her. Ah, curses. Too far. Oh! Oh, wait. You can dash at any point in your chain, and it'll maintain the position in the chain. That's how you get her kicks to work. That, and then, okay.
KO!
Okay. I'm starting to see it now. Okay, so yeah, no, I didn't quite understand that at first, but that's super dope. I mean, it is really cool. Like the instant get out of jail. I mean, in Naruto Clash of Ninja, right? It's tied to your super meter, right? Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool, though. Oh, I'm out of it, though. Oh, wait. Oh, I really want to hit my Awakened Super, man. Again, whiffed it.
KO!
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like it your teleports being tied to their own unique thing. I don't know. It could be good or bad. Like, I don't know if it's gonna give them like more control over how those interactions work. But it's just like at this point, right? It's kind of if they just come back over time. Yes, and they do, you're right, the teleport crosses over between round, which is nice. Oh, I tried to get the teleport in to kick. Where'd you... We lost her. Oh! There we go.
KO.
I like, no, you don't even get to see it. I'm pretty sure we got lost in the geometry, man. My rank is... No, a little bit of jank never hurt anyone. Except maybe the developer's feelings. Alright, alright. Let's see what she's all about. Right now, I like the scythe guy actually has really snappy chains, which I think is nice. Oh my god, he's got range too. Okay, and she's kind of Rekka. Yeah. Okay. Okay, she got a dive kick. She's got, like, rocks? She's got Doom rocks? Okay, and then, like, a cinematic punch on her beat. Okay. Okay, yeah, get the pickup.
KO.
I guess, like, I could rocks dash in.
Fight.
Get me away! Yeah, yo, Torval, yes, it has been confirmed to be Shao Kahn. Oh, we blocked it at least. Yo, his range is something else. Oh, okay. So your block does seem to start immediately, even if the, like, the sphere doesn't quite appear. There you go. Teleport in for it. All right. There we go. You're done, right?
KO.
It's true. There's no bad netcode when no one ever connects. Guy, this character has a little bit of the American McGee's Alice, like hollowed, small-faced, a little bit like Elizabeth from BioShock. I'm trying to figure out what they're pulling from here. Oh, online's not yet available. We got rankings though. Ooh, ooh, yo, we fifth? We fifth on the leaderboards? Let's go. What, 78.7K? Is that what we're looking at? All right, all right. Wait. Yeah, yo, JT, 11th. Nice, yo. There we go. We got third in Abyss. JT, fourth. Very nice. All right, all right. We're gonna have to do nightmare mode. Let's do it. Who haven't? We haven't played Leto yet. Let's try this out. I guess this was the dude we were playing in the tutorial, right? So I guess Swordman. Yo, number one, probably the dev.
Round one. Fight.
Okay, I will say I do really like the round intros. Like the dash in, clash, come to like... That is a really cool idea. I really like that as a presentation thing.
Fight.
And I can see some like some really cool like custom interactions.
KO.
Yeah, Naruto Ultimate Ninja did that. Demon Slayer does that. That's cool. Yeah, no, it is very...
Fight.
It is a very interesting, a very cool presentation. I definitely like that. Like, that is a good vibe. Oh. Yeah, I will teleport with punish. Okay, awaken. Burst into teleport. Get them to half. Let's go. Is this instant death? Is this it? Will it kill? Is this guaranteed to kill if... Yes, okay.
KO.
It's like a two-touch game, right? Like, if someone doesn't teleport out, or if you're able to read their teleport... Okay, yo, 82-3? 82-3? Come on. That's gotta be... I gotta check. I gotta... See, man, like, I don't know. Give me more of this. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, that's a very funny... You're right. The TODs and two-touch games. Does a game respect your time? I don't know, right? Like, there's some really cool stuff that you only get if you're willing to put in the time. But yeah, also you should be able to experience a lot of what a game has to offer without having to necessarily hit some kind of arbitrary skill level. There's a balance. But yes, the people were talking about games in which you blow up as fighting games that respect your time. Generally speaking, I think fighting games do have a tendency to... They're short. They're much shorter. Let's build up our bar. I'm just gonna stop, awaken. She is doing no damage to me. Okay, it does still kill me. Is that the only... Can you only deal damage to them
Fight.
with your super if you're an awakened? We got loops.
KO. Final round.
Rob me for all I'm worth, but let's at least let me smoke break every 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I should have teleported. Oh, can I do my string teleport burst? That would be funny. Yeah, and look at this. This is actually decent extra damage. And yeah, awakening attack will combo off of your heavy. Okay.
KO.
Yeah, no, you saw the damage, right? Usually it drains you and you're completely dead. This drained me to like a quarter health or a third health, but then the combo still, or like the super still dealt more damage, right? I'm just wondering. I'm like, yeah, if you're a high health character at full health, could you technically survive? But probably not. All right, yo, that's really cool though. Yep, soft lock time. You are correct. But you know what? It is also 4 o'clock, 4:06 p.m. And I will just say, guys, we've been doing this since 2 p.m. and we've been doing this for several years now. Thank you as always for joining me in the digital basement, man. It's always such a pleasure having y'all around. I love our conversations. I love learning about, new games with y'all and playing games with y'all. So thank you for being here and helping to support me. I always appreciate it. Make sure you join us in the Discord if you haven't already. Also, remember, we have a Patreon as well, where you can get access to cool exclusive articles. It's just a couple of bucks a month. Man, I've been trying to do this more, where I've been like, okay, I'm gonna not go to the coffee shop on my way home from work. I'm gonna pack a lunch and not buy a lunch. And then every time I do that, I go find an awesome artist on Patreon and I go subscribe to them for a month. Or I find an amazing Twitch streamer and I sub to them for a month, right? Because whatever I'm spending, like if I'm buying a latte, it is way more than the price of most people's Patreon subs. So maybe consider that, man. If you got it within you, if you're able to, maybe, dig into the couch cushions, maybe forego the latte once this month, and consider tossing it to me, to another amazing creator, someone like Joe P. Real, someone like Polar Bear, someone like Mohas Gridlock, all doing amazing stuff. And help support independent artists, right? Like, I think you'd be amazed how far a few bucks a month goes. And that is always super sick. We're not done yet, man. KO, we're not done yet. We're just taking a little bit of a break. We're going to come back and we're going to do a little bit of Nen gaming. I've still got a little bit in me. But I just wanted to say take a moment to ourselves to say, I appreciate y'all being here and making this the place that it is. And if you can help support me, that I would greatly appreciate that. And it helps keep me going, doing more cool stuff. But yes, friends, I am just going to take a quick little break, and I will be back. And I want to get back into some Nen gaming. I picked up Nen Impact recently, and I have not had enough of a chance to play some of it. So we're going to do that in just a couple minutes. Once again, like I said, man, I appreciate you always being here. And please stick around. We got at least another hour left in me, and we're gonna chill and play some fighting games, man. So I'll see you in a minute. Hey yo, we are back, my friends. How's it going? Happy Niche Fighter Monday. We are in the latter third, the third period, if you will. And we're gonna play a little bit of Nen Impact. I was gonna say though, a couple things about Dream Strikers before we do move on. Just that I think the game is very clearly, it is obviously a demo. It is obviously pretty early. But there's a lot of really cool stuff. Like, I am glad that 3D movement is something that's kind of, you know, the people are exploring again. I'm not completely sold on some of the character designs. I dig the vibe, the aesthetic, like the super shiny dream cyber world is super cool. Like that's dope. But yeah, like it's still it's still a little bit of a work in progress. It's a little rough around the edges. Yeah, feel free to post the link to the game's Discord if folks want to go in there and share their thoughts and such and check out the community. But yeah, really interesting. I mean, there's less of a focus on like you have the one normal attack, right, which is what you chain, and then you have your throw break attack, which you can throw into your chain. You can get a heavy attack at the end of your chain. I believe there's supposed to be a way that, if you hold it, you're supposed to be able to get it mid-chain. I think that's the idea, but I'm not entirely sure. But, like, it's more about stringing together your chains with using your teleport. But the thing is, your teleport is also your backstep is all tied to the same meter, which is also your defensive meter. So, like, that is an interesting offensive defensive push pull, and like I'm interested to see how that works out and how, like, the jockeying for position that you get from backstep teleport out ends up playing. That's kind of the really interesting thing, far more than the combo system, which is really the combo system is you're going to mash on your normals and most of your specials will connect, and if you teleport, you can definitely connect them, right? And that's more about just like you get to swag out when you're in a combo, which is kind of fun, right? Dope Mohas. Cool. I wanna hop in and I gotta figure out a team, my guy. Like, I'm not entirely sure where I'm at with my team in Nen Impact. I need to figure something out. Oh, I need my... I need my arcade stick. There we go. I guess I could play as Hunter, or I could also play as Hunter. I wonder when they're going to introduce X, though. I mean, I don't expect Zero to come around until Season 3, but, like, we could probably expect X in Season 2, right? Rain also gets faster startup on her specials if you teleport specifically if she strings into it from her normals. Oh, that's super cool. All right. Nen it up. Okay. So, who were we messing with? I mean, I think... Okay, like, I really like Killua, but I don't know if I should have Like, most of the other characters I'm looking at are... Killua is my character. That's the thing, right? Like, that dude is right up my alley. But I really like Leorio. Leorio feels really strong, and I kind of want to run Morel, because Morel has some cool stuff, and I do like a big body, right? Just pick a random team and go with it. Right? Because, like... I'm thinking because Killua needs some bar, right? So I start Leorio. Killua, Morel, and Leo work. You've seen it in tourney settings. Yeah, Morel Leorio is pretty good. Right? So, because that's my thing, where I'm like, okay, because if I start with Leorio, I could usually use him to build a second bar, and he's pretty decent in neutral, right? DHC into Killua, have a little bar, and then I can swap between those two as like my point and battery, and then I have Morel in the back, right? I think I'm also underestimating how quickly meter builds. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, okay. Let's do... Bisky, Crollo are meter hungry and always have meter to spare. Okay. Because that was my other... I kind of want to run Bisky, but I don't know if I want to run Bisky Killua. And I'm unsure of her Leo Morel. But if Leo Morel works decently, right, then I might not have to worry as much. Alright, I gotta like remember my buttons here, man. S special. Down is activate. Forward is shock into activate. Okay, okay, okay. Assist cooldown. Aura gauge. Right? Oh, I guess it's just because it's at full. True, right? I guess you basically get a bar from normal string. Yeah, if you use both assists, you can build a bar. Okay, yeah, okay, fair, fair. Okay, and... builds... No, it builds from right to left. Oh, I guess on player one side, it builds from left to... Yeah, it builds from inside to outside. Okay, okay, so too far if I push forward. Okay, so forward assist with Leo is gonna let me do... Yeah, it gives me lockdown. which lets me do overhead. Okay, okay. It seems unfair. Training mode is prohibited. You don't do any of the training mode? You actually appreciate the break, no pressure. No, it's cool. This is... I mean, I always love playing games with folks, don't get me wrong, and I do want to throw down. But also, like, I'm a lab rat, I think, at heart. Like, I've spent way too many hours. Okay, so... Whoops. Right, because, yeah. Oops. I gotta start doing that. Right, it's... No, neutral and forward assists are different. So, my dude on neutral is spin to win. And on forward, right? Okay. Rush, okay. Okay. Is there a big enough a gap that I could do piercing? Yeah. Okay, that's good base level. What is jump cancelable? What is jump cancelable on block, guys? Does he have anything that's jump cancelable on block? Yeah, is nothing jump cancelable on block? You gotta rapid cancel it? Okay. Okay. That's good to know. All right, I wasn't sure. See, this is we haven't been playing enough of the Nen Impact, man. Okay, so what is the window on that, right? If I do yo-yo... Because what is it? It's yo-yo assist call... shoulder check? I also should probably find, like, an actual good combo with Killua. Like, basically, all I do is ABC, boom, boom, boom. Because it's fun. Alright. And then quick gear is that and light. Is it any normal? No, because right, special and thing is over gear. Because that's... Yeah. Charge, rapid cancel, jump into overhead. Okay. So how do I bring my assist to this? Alright, alright. Do I need to get... Yeah, okay. Okay, so I do need the lightning for some. And then the tag nonsense, guys. My brain's not big enough for this game. I'm sorry, my brain is not big enough for aiding games. I love them to death. Thank heavens, optimal doesn't mean shit in these games, cause like... So, mid-screen, can't get forward. Alright. Oh, I can get it off too, though. See, so this is the kind of stuff, right? I mean, I talk about the messy science of Marvel games, and Nen Impact has that stuff in spades. It's so good. But like, yeah, figuring out what kind of spacing you can do, how much hit stun you have, and the subtle variations, right? I don't know, it's that kind of optimization is so much more interesting to me, I think, than the typical Street Fighter combo optimization, which is often just like optimizing meter and damage. I need the forward. Oh, side swap. All right. See, okay, so that. I think that is the biggest thing for me, where I'm like, it took me a long while to figure out the kind of hit stun deterioration system of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I don't actually know the math of it. I can just vibe it out to the point where I'm like, I think this is probably going to make a drop. I think this is probably going to be okay, right? And it's never foolproof, but like, yeah, having to adjust to a new game that has a very similar, it's done deterioration, but you know, doesn't quite work the same way. Because, like, this tends to give me enough to do some interesting stuff. Ah, right, but that does not. But, Okay, okay. So what do I want to do off this? Knocks me back up. I could probably just do jump heavy special, right? Whoops, wrong one. Oh, wait, I lose the ground bounce off of that, though. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, that's fun. That's a fun little snapback. I don't know why. I didn't think you could do snapbacks in midair. Oh, right. I'm sorry. That's such a silly combo. Oh, right. I'm doing the wrong button. Yeah, that's such silly damage. I didn't even fucking rapid cancel. Oh my god. Bless aiding. Guys, bless him. Bless him. Okay, you know what I kind of want to do? The goal to kill because Morel can combo from his super alone on first use. Yes, yes. Team formation. Let me run. Killua, Leo, Morel. I would say Morel is, I mean, look, I think the linchpin of any of these teams, right? Like Leo is a great assist, a great way to control neutral. Killua can probably do enough silly stuff with assist backing to build bar, and once Morel has bar, he hits like a Mack truck. And really easily, right? So, I mean, it's funny. I always think about that with my Marvel 3 team, right? Where I ran Morgan, Hagar, Shuma. And people used to play me and they would say, oh, Morgan's the problem. And they would spend their X Factor to kill Morgan. And then I'd kill them with Hagar. And then they were like, oh, Hagar's the problem. Because they kept running into the assist and he was big body and he would just deal a ton of damage. So they'd kill Hagar. And then Morgan fireball beams got to them, and they're like, oh, it's the beam assist from Shuma, right? And it's like they spend all their bar on Shuma, and then, right, it's like, what is the problem on a team is always really hard to tell, right? I'd say it honestly depends more on the player than the team. Like, for me, Morgan really probably wasn't your problem, because I didn't run Moridoom, so you weren't thinking of the same kind of threat, right? Still annoying, nowhere near as bad. So Morgan is probably not where you want to spend all your resources. Someone like Hagar, I think Hagar was honestly the one you should spend your bar on to kill my Marvel 3 team, because Hagar empowers Morgan so much and also empowers Shuma so much and also can act as point, right? So I think he's probably the most versatile, and you just got to worry about Shuma X Factor comeback. Get through Morgan at first when she has low bar, and then worry about Shuma X Factor and deal with Hagar, right? So, but that's very much a player-oriented thing. I should have been searching for a match this whole time. I kind of want to throw myself to the internet wolves. Is there anybody playing? Come on, give me a ranked match, friends. You know, I say this now, being years removed from it, but I do kind of miss the world of Street Fighter 4 ranked matches. As frustrating as they were, as silly as people were doing one round, 60 seconds, 30 seconds, or whatever, to, you know, farm points. As bad as the netcode was, it was such a reliable way to play the game. You could just hop on at any time, basically. Yeah, when are we playing UMBC 3? Ah, we should, man. I gotta get back into that game too. Well, we're starting to do the aiding thing. I've been playing Fate Unlimited codes on the side. Right? We're getting back into Net Impact. Marvel 3 seems like a reasonable... Seems like a reasonable thing to do. What is... Oh, that's... Okay, global, right? Like, this means global. Really? Where are my homies at? I know it's like 4:40 on a Monday, but where are my homies at? All right, yo, Mohas, you down for a match? Ain't that tomorrow? Don't we got a whole... No, it's... Wait, is it today? Is it today? Is that what everyone's waiting for? Well, shit. I thought it was tomorrow. Look, I'ma just sit here. I'm gonna be the only Net Impact room in the fucking world, as everybody else out there is like... I'm gonna 2 times knock you out. Okay, no, it is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. All right, all right. I guess that's true. Everyone's just waiting in frickin' purgatory for it to start. Yo, all right, what do we have? All right, we got a little. Let's do a little show and tell while we wait to see if anyone shows up. So, I mean, I showed this off. I showed this off when I got back from Evo, right? But we have a lovely. Are you gonna autofocus? No, you're not. Right? We got our Evo token. From the Evo Indie Dev Gallery, right? That's super cool. But everyone's talking 2xKO, and one of the cool things at Evo was that there were 2xKO gacha machines, and oh, here we go. Mohast. And those gacha machines, you could use Evo tokens that you could like purchase or earn from playing games in the 2xKO booth. But our indie dev gallery tokens also worked, and you can just take them to the 2xKO gacha machine and grab and pull for the various pins there, right? So we got Braum, we got Vi, we got Darius. I almost got the full group. I mean, the Jinx one, admittedly, is very nice. Some nice show and tell. Okay, Leo, Morel. Thank you for bearing with me, Mohast. I appreciate you.
両者構えて始め
Oh, my beloved. Crazy to see people not immediately blow up in this game. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Honestly, I think it's because I don't think we instinctively quick gear, which just like piles on the damage, right? Also, we ain't nowhere near optimal, man. But it just means we get more of the game. Oh, I was too early on the overhead. Ooh, nice. You hit me with that? Yo, we chipping him out. Oh, I should have overgeared first, eh? Oh, it didn't kill though. Yeah, you've just seen so much of it, you just broken your brain. No, that's fair, right? And like, you think of some of the other like hyper fighters, the versus style games where people just freaking explode, right? And yeah, it's like there is a I think a big difference between some people's skill levels, namely ours, and the people who you're probably watching. Because, yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing in terms of combo routing for Killua, for any of them, realistically, right? Like, I've got some pretty easy stuff that does relatively big damage, and I'm just relying on getting a few hits before anything happens. Yes, this has been the games in which you explode version edition. It's true. Oh, I shouldn't have gone with the light, man. I knew it was gonna pop out. Oh, I didn't mean... I double tapped my assist and it tagged me in. I felt that was almost a good sequence on my part, though. Oh, you can shoot through my little bunny. I don't like that. Into level 3, big smoke. No, missed it. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, that chip.
プレイヤー2の勝ちです。
一度出しとちゃんと使わない。
両者構えて始め。カウンター。カウンター。
Oh, I should have... Ah, see? Oh, dang. Dang. Hey, we got the Canadian resets. Oh my god, that still worked? I didn't think I was gonna be able to get anything after that. Oh shit. Bad assist call. Got poked through it. Oh, I fucked up my rapid cancel timing. Tell me this drops. Some of those Marvel instincts still kicking in. All right. Yo, that kite roll kick infinite is hilarious, though. I do quite love it. This game is so fun. Shit. That was not a punish. What is my stupid rapid cancel thing? Oh, I got... Oh, thank God. Just do it. Yeah, no, and that's KO. I think that's kind of like the kind of stuff I want to like. I mean when I say the messy science of Marvel, right? It's not only the way that the combos work, but it's the way that neutral works. Like there are things in these games that are so unbelievably oppressive and like seem impossible to fight in theory, and then you end up in situations where you're like, oh, there are innumerable counters to that, and so many ways in which your plan is not going to work out as intended. And it's always about kind of managing and mitigating a little bit of the chaos that these games embody, right? And like that chaos and that mitigation, that is the point of the games in a lot of ways, right? Oh hey, it's KO. What's up, guy? I didn't even notice that was you, my friend. Nice armor.
カウンター
受けてみな変だ合わせろよ
カウンター
悪いな
Yo! I don't even know what happened.
プレイヤー1の勝ちです両者構えて始め
なんだ頼んだ受けてみな変だ受けてみな
カウンター
邪魔だ
カウンター
全力受けてみな
修行の成果ですね
受けてみな
カウンター
No, Leorio!
とんでもないカウンター
受けてみな頼んだ
Oh man, okay, I got the assist switch, or the tag, but I still got got. Oh! Almost had him. Did I get you? Oh, right. I had the OTG. Nice. Dead? Dead? Oh, so close! Yeah, that's good stuff, man. You have me on the incoming.
プレイヤー2の勝ちです
これ以上敗者に鞭を打つような真似
両者構えて始めカウンター
See, I gotta remember that. I gotta rapid cancel my shoulder check on block.
全力
頼んだ
受けてみな
カウンター
悪いな合わせろよ 全力
カウンター
All right. Good. You got me. You got me on the drop. Oh, I missed.
悪いな
Tell me that wasn't Chip.
プレイヤー1の勝ちです
I need to check how much chip that shit does, because that was something else.
修行の 成果を見せてください。
ピリピリくるね。
お互いにどう出るか。これは負けられません。
Crollo. Oh, we're bringing out Dragon Dude. All right.
両者構えて始め。
見てろよ。
I might have hit a mash. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you did? Okay. Can I hit you? Dang it. Yeah, I deserve that. All right, we'll go with fish. Oh my god. That's really good damage.
プレイヤー2の勝ちです。生かすべきは個人ではなく。両者構えて始め。
I gotta stop pressing buttons, man. It's dead. I love it. Just make it messy for the person on incoming. I don't even know what side. It doesn't matter what side. I did the wrong super. Oh, no animation? I fucking whiffed it. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I feel so dumb. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Oh, I did the wrong super. I got. Oh, trade. I got so lucky. I deserve none of that win. We're alive. Nice. I love just the super into switch into nonsense. Do it again. Oh, dang. Do it. Nice. Oh, stubby normal. Nice. Yeah, I know. I gotta use Nen. I gotta figure out Nen stance more. That's probably that should be my next step alongside like developing a couple of solid B&Bs. Yo, GG's.
このマッチプレイヤー2の勝利です
All right, my friends. I am gonna have to call it for now. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all coming through and playing some matches with me, checking out some arena fighters. But it is 10 after 5, and I gotta get ready for dinner and spend the evening with the wife and the puppers. So I'm gonna go get ready for that. But like I said, friends, we're here every Monday for Niche Fighter Monday. So make sure you come on through, drop me that follow, drop me a subscription, spend your Bezos bucks, guys. If you happen to have, I forgot to do it last month. If you happen to have one of those Twitch Prime accounts, you get a free subscription to somebody on Twitch. Make sure you're spending it. It makes no sense to have those things go to waste. I did it last month. I'm gonna have to correct that this month. So yeah, make sure you you do that if you can. Yeah, I was gonna say, where's Punk at? But yeah, no, and so maybe spend it on, maybe drop that Prime sub on someone like that Punk, or someone like Mohas Gridlock when they're streaming, or someone like, you know, whoever may be out there. So yeah, that's always good to do. But yo, make sure, I just really appreciate that we are growing the groups of basement dwellers. The number of people hanging out in the basement has been growing ever steadily. So hit us up on the Discord. We have the Patreon as well with a bunch of special stuff, which is the best place you can. So it's the cheapest for you and it's the most effective for me. Patreon's probably the way to go, but if you want that ad-free experience, you can always subscribe on Twitch or check us out on YouTube. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there for now, friends. Yo, thank you as always for joining me. It has been a pleasure. I am gonna be around later this week. We are gonna be kicking off the spooky season streams. I've got, it's gonna be a PS2 horror game. It's either gonna be Haunting Ground, it's gonna be Rule of Rose, it'll be Silent Hill 2, or it'll be Clock Tower 3. Those are the first 4 games that I've got on deck. We're gonna see what's going on. There are some Super Nintendo spooky games I want to get to. There's some GameCube games as well, but one of those 4 is where we're gonna begin. I'm on the Blue Skies. You can vote for it there. You can come chat with me in the Discord. Let me know what you want to see. But yeah, later this week, spooky season begins. We're gonna fall back and enjoy some pumpkin spice latte. It'll be great. So I hope you join me for it. And until then, friends, take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Stay safe. And I will see you next time in the digital basement. Adios, my friends. I'll see ya.